Hey everybody, it's Destiny Lene, and we're back with GirlBoss Suites online podcast. And today we have Miss Bria. I'll let Miss Bria introduce herself, tell you all about herself really quickly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bria Virgil Brown. I'm a nonprofit consultant and also a pageant guru. I've been doing pageantry for over 10 years and been in the nonprofit world since 2014.
Well, welcome, Miss Bria. So, we're switch it up a little bit. I like to do to kind of get the nerves off. So we'll do like a this or that, just kind of quick fire questions to get you a little bit warmed up.
Okay.
So we'll go fact or fiction or nonfiction books.
I'm going to go with nonfiction,
Okay.
I think.
You think?
Yeah, I'm going to say I do love a good fiction book. Like, I like a fantasy, I like a mystery.
Okay.
But lately, just for work, I've been reading nonfiction and just things around like the community and the work that I do. So, I like those as well. So.
Gotcha. Let's see. City life or countryside?
City life.
City girl, you too.
Yeah, city girl.
Yoga or cardio?
Strength training.
Neither. Okay.
Neither. Lifting weights.
Right.
But if I had to choose, I would choose cardio. Yoga. Shout out to the yoga girlies.
Listen.
Listen.
That's all I'm gonna say. Look, cats or dogs?
Dogs all day.
Me too. I'm a dog person.
Mm-hmm.
Morning showers or evening baths?
Evening baths.
Okay.
Wine.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer. Every time.
We know your summer kind of got knocked off this year.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe not this summer, right. but summer.
Okay. Comedy or drama movies?
Like both. Drama. I'm gonna choose drama.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Oh my god, non-drama movie? I'm choosing the comedy. I think my favorite movie of all time is Gothica, starring Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Which is a thriller, not necessarily a drama, but it's a little dramatic to me. I still like that.
Okay. Another one with it. Home cooked meals or dining out?
I want home cooked meals if they're really home cooked, like by my mother or my mother-in-law. Other than that, I will dine out.
Nothing like a good home cooked meal.
Yes.
Phone calls or text messages?
Text messages.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Okay. So we'll just kind of jump into it to give a little background about Miss Bria. She used to be one of our brand ambassadors when we had our brand ambassador program. She was one of the best. So jumping right into it, what inspired you to pursue the title of Miss Pearland International, and how has your journey been so far?
Yeah, so what inspired me, as I mentioned, I've been doing pageantry for over 10 years, right. So it's always something that I'm going to do and pursue. And I was excited to do Mrs. Pearland, one, because I was new to the city. I've been in Houston for the past 5 years, but me and my husband just bought a house in Pearland, so I was excited to, represent the city of Pearland, right. And really like engulf myself in that. And then also, me and my husband also got married last year, so becoming a Mrs. and competing with the Mrs. title was a new endeavor. So I was really overall all excited to just move into a different age category and represent a new city. Mm-hmm. And I think pageantry for me is one of the best ways to like really engulf yourself in the city because of the community work that comes along with having the title. So having to go to community events, getting to know like who's your officers, who's your community members and leaders, with being a title holder is one of the reasons I do it.
Okay. So how do you integrate your nonprofit and consulting into being Miss Pearland International?
So with pageantry, title holders are requested to have a platform. So even outside of pageantry, I still would do nonprofit work. That's just my field. Right. But pageantry is really where the glamour meets nonprofit, mm-hmm. Which makes like a perfect mix for me because that's the type of person I am. So being able to like have a platform and being able to amplify work that I'm already doing with the title is how they integrate with each other. So a lot of people know that I'm one of the vice presidents of development at Ambassadors of Change, which is a nonprofit working to build self-efficacy in Black women and young girls. And we also have a youth department where we are integrating boys into our curriculum. So being able to just amplify that mission and the work that we're doing there through having the title is how they're integrated together.
Okay. So share with me or us a significant time or moment from being Miss Pearland International that kind of shaped your advocacy.
Yeah, so like funny story with being Mrs. Pearland. So I originally won the title last year, but I withdrew for the year because I found out that I was pregnant. So I was no longer competing at the state. Yes, so exciting, but very unplanned. So our state competition was just like 2 weekends ago. Right. So was not going to compete because I'm with child and wouldn't be able to go on to internationals because international is actually my due date. So I took a break. So I will be recompeting after I have baby boy in July. So didn't have a whole bunch of action in the couple of months that I was currently like actively Mrs. Pearland. But when I think about like what I plan to do is with Ambassadors of Change and like what upcoming that we have is a health and wellness summit for women, and we're talking about maternal health and like restorative justice. So about like one, how the system's like built against women, and like what does it look like to be a Black woman in America and be a mother, and like what do we have to face and everything that encompasses in that. So that's one of the initiatives that I'll be pushing out with my title and also like in the nonprofit world.
Look at you stepping out in the world now. So with all of that, how do you balance like the demands and pageant responsibilities with your personal life?
So I'm a low-key a tech geek. So like I want to say I use a CRM. It's called Asana, which people use it for work, but also use it for my personal life. Grocery list is in Asana. Like everything is checked off. So just being able to manage and keeping front of mind like what's important. Now with me becoming a mother, I mean this is my first child. So like going into that whole new world, realizing what's best for like us as a family. So what is new for me is I'm stepping away from doing 9-to-5 work. So like previously I was the executive director of Youth Rise Texas, which is a youth organizing organization based out in Austin. Very taxing job, loved the work that we did. But it's just not sustainable for me in the next phase of life that I'm trying to be. So now I'm moving to being, real girl boss, self-employed, and doing consulting, which kind of gives me the flexibility to still maintain the pageant life, also being a mother and giving back to the community in the way that I want to do and still making money.
Right. Okay. So how do you like the transition so far to being full entrepreneur?
I'm trying to... I don't like content creating.
Right. Oh my
like
God.
That's like the biggest thing.
Right.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy working with clients. I enjoy being able to like make my schedule the way that I want to make it and being like, say I have a busy month, I want to just go ahead and be lax. I can do that. Or say my family wants to go on a trip, I'd be like, okay, I'm not taking any more clients this month. Like we're good. Being able to have that flexibility, I really, really enjoy, especially like coming into motherhood and knowing that I want to be like 110% for my child. That's exciting. But yeah, the content creation, getting out there, asking people to become my client, that's has to grow on me.
Right. Yeah, it definitely, trust me, GirlBoss Suites, we understand. No one else understands, we do.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited to invite them. Like, ooh, I'm going to go, I'm going to film, I'm going to have content. Like,
see, and exactly. So with that being said, can you discuss like a particular successful fundraising campaign or consulting project you've been involved with?
Yes. One project that I'm super excited about is one of my clients. They're called United Congregations of Metro East. They do environmental justice work. They're based out in Illinois. And I've been working with them for the last 9 months, and they actually do federal grants. And right now we're in the second round of a $500,000 grant. So like we still have our fingers crossed. And that would be a really big win for me and also for the team. Because one, it was a taxing grant, so like just being able to see the profit of a lot of work and time and effort would be great. And then also because of their mission, because of doing environmental justice work, that would be exciting. Along with that, we also hosted a luncheon that we just held this past weekend that raised over $7,000. So I'm excited for them.
That's awesome. So what made you kind of team up with them?
They reached out to me.
Really?
Yeah. They from my work that I've done in Texas. Yeah. They reached out and asked for a development consultant. So I took them on as a project, and I've been enjoying the ride. It's really great working with them.
Okay. That's awesome. So as a leader in both like the pageant and nonprofit worlds, what advice would you give a young woman looking to make a difference in the communities?
Advice to me, I always want to preference with like, I want Black women specifically to get into grant writing because we're just very, very few of us out here in this field doing development work. And when I have conversations with like my line sisters or just peers, they didn't even realize this was like a career choice or like that nonprofits can be something that's lucrative.
Absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is I make my 6 figures doing nonprofit work and running nonprofit, and this is still very much so passion work. Like my best friend, she's a labor and delivery nurse, and she genuinely thought that I was doing all my work out of passion, and my husband was taking care of me. And I'm like, girl, no, I go home, I go to work, like I'm getting a check,
right?
They pay me to be here, like I do love it, but it's still a meaningful and lucrative career. And I think if more Black women or just like Black people in general understood that and knew like the in-depth and like how nonprofits operate, they would take up space here and they would like apply for roles here. And we really, really, really need our Black young people in these positions, navigating one, how money should be spent in our community, and advocating for the causes that impact them.
Yeah. Okay. So out of all the grants that you've done, what's the most that you've actually gotten like approved for?
The big one in just one grant. So just one grant was $300,000, and it was for our Get Out to Vote work at Youth Rise Texas. So voter registration work, which is always needed, especially here in Texas. If you're not registered to vote, register to vote.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was exciting. That was a really big win. And that was when I was fairly fresh into my development role at the organization. So I was proud of that.
Okay. That's awesome. Listen, she said get into grant writing. So Bria might be the one to help y'all.
I teach courses too.
She teach courses. So make sure y'all take them because grant writing is the place to be, apparently.
Okay.
So what strategies do you employ to engage and mobilize your community in the support?
So as a community organizer in itself, I really believe in like the organizations that help us here in the community. So like thinking about Youth Rise Texas, thinking about Ambassadors of Change, getting people involved. Like every organization I work with, we I encourage them to have a leadership development pipeline where we bring people in from the organization. It doesn't necessarily have to be a young person, but somebody who is ready to make that change, ready to be activated, and bring them in, train them up in-house so they can, one, either learn how to run this organization, two, know the next step of how to make community change, whether that's like going out here and advocating against this policy, whether it's like writing your representative, whether it's like learning how to do a budget so you already know how to operate an organization or start your own organization, being able to integrate that into all of the organizations that exist is how I get the community activated.
Okay, cool. So what are some of the challenges that you feel like you face with having to break out into the community alongside with being Miss Pearland International?
alongside with being Miss Pearland. The only difficulty I've really faced with becoming Mrs. Pearland was doubts. Like I've had someone in like we have like a Pearland community Facebook group, right? Just genuinely outright did not believe that I was Mrs. Pearland. Like I mean, I have sash crown, everything, and she just didn't believe it. She thought it was like I was a scam. Which is interesting. You know, it comes with like I said, I've been in pageantry for a long time. It comes with like the territory of being like a Black woman taking up space in this like traditionally white sport. And still to this day, even us having Black queens, it's still like difficult. It's still difficult for people to wrap their mind around people being successful and people like being able to hold these titles as like a Black woman. So that's a challenge that I face, and know how to always navigate around. Haters gonna hate. But
because if you don't have haters, that means you're not doing something right.
Okay, yeah. Just ignored. I just ran off my bio to her in the Facebook group, me like, actually, girl, I do all these. But navigating the challenges in the community aspect and community organizing, one, I'm always going to say funding because I'm a development person. Even though we have a lot of wins, like it comes with a lot of trying and a lot of no's. Like just as many yeses you're going to get 10 times as many no's. And you just have to still be persistent. And also just the way that money flows in the nonprofit world versus election year versus non-election year, being able to like go with the waves as a fundraiser is really part of the job, and it's always going to be challenging. Yeah, those are the biggest challenges.
Okay. So what's your favorite part of all of it? Of all of it?
Of all of it? Yeah. Of pageantry and nonprofit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I want to say my favorite part is really just the impact. Okay. Like last night, I had one of our pageant, like a former contestant. She reached out to me and invited me to her graduation party, and I couldn't make it, but I told her thank you for inviting me, and she's like, no, like I'm doing this because of you. I got a scholarship, and you've just been my biggest inspiration throughout finishing my senior year. And I'm just like, girl, for real,
me,
like
little me,
like me. And that's just purely off of just spending a week together competing in a competition, and that's pretty much why I would do it over and over and over again. Just being able to touch those young people, and you do that through pageantry, and we also do it through our community organizing. Like all of my team at Youth Rise Texas. So I was one of the oldest, and I'm only 27. So just like we're a youth led organization. Them looking up to me as like really a leader and pivotal to their community and somebody that they could still rely on today, even though like I'm not working there anymore. To ask for advice, to ask for next steps, to just be a thought partner is what is the most pleasing for me.
Okay. So looking ahead, what are some of your aspirations and goals for the future for both the pageant journey and your nonprofit?
Yes. So now, since I'm not a 9-to-5 girly anymore, I'm definitely looking for my consulting business to blow up. I'm offering classes through Miss Academy, which is a business that's also Black owned here in Houston. Okay. But they have different instructors that could teach you like everything from like makeup to like how to start your business. And I fall in there for everything nonprofit. So like grant writing, how to start your nonprofit, how to build a fundraising strategy, offering courses through there, and then also taking on independent clients, like how we mentioned. So I want to grow that, hopefully grow my content that goes with it.
Look, we're going to get your content together. It's fine. We're going to get it together.
And then, eventually competing for Mrs. Texas as Mrs. Pearland next year in March. That is, I can't wait to start prepping with that. But first things first is having my baby boy in July. Me and my husband are expecting a junior, so that's really where my future is at right now. Yeah,
baby first. Baby first. Well, I appreciate you coming. That is all I really have for you right now. I'll let Miss Bria let you all know how to get in contact with her, social media, all that.
Yes, you can find me at Bria Virgil on everything. So that's BriaVirgil.
Well, and you all know how to get in contact with us. If you don't, follow us on Instagram at GirlBoss Suites HTX. Follow me I am Destiny Lene, and that's Destiny LANAY. Email info@girlbosssuites.com, and also website www.girlbosssuites.com. Peace.